Hey guys, today I would like to talk with you about if Battalion 1944 will be a success or not. The reason why I am bringing this topic up is because I am a little bit scared that developers of Battalion 1944 are not really aware of casual players and their important part in esport. Because if you want to have, let's say, worldwide professional game, worldwide esport, you need a lot, I'm saying this, a lot of casual players who are wanting to watch the professionals play, right? If you make a game that is only played by competitive players that are trying to go pro, you will not really have that big crowd, right? Like watching the pros. I know that probably a lot of people will say that, hey, the game had a free beta weekend and it was forward on stream, so it was quite successful. Well, in my opinion, who made it successful were the big streamers trying the game out. But if we look at some of those streamers, even they said that they're a little bit scared about this topic. I have watched two big streamers. They are both from NA. It's Shroud and Summit1G. And what they said about the game. Well, Summit said that this game will probably be a small game with dedicated fans. We'll have a small community of fans. And the reason why he said it is because the game is basically made to look like old Pro Mode, old Call of Duty 2 and these type of shooters. So clearly the game will be mostly played by these 25 years old guys who used to play Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4, Pro Mode, and are wanting to bring maybe a little bit of nostalgia to their lives, you know? Because you can't really play that game like Call of Duty 2 in these days. Other people who might play the game, I think, will be players who are trying to go competitive, you know, who are trying to play on professional level but haven't found their FPS game yet, because we do not really have a lot of games right now. We have Call of Duty, which is honestly like the genre is, or the brand is dying. I don't really think that it has that big competitive scene right now. It has a lot of casuals who play the game for like 20 hours and like that's it. But besides that, there is PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which is mostly played in third person, so I wouldn't really count it as that great. Dude, I'm sorry, my headphones are ringing. Sort of weird. Well, anyway, so I wouldn't really count first-person FPS as first-person FPS, you know, like logically. Then you have Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which has not been really updated. The developers promised that they will bring new engine to the game. It hasn't happened yet. So the game had its peak about 2014, and now I feel like it's slowly dying because there is really not that much things that are new to the game. Yeah, you still have like a lot of people watching when there is a big tournament, when there is a major. But besides that, I feel like most of the Counter-Strike players are playing the game simply because there is nothing else similar enough to play. So I think there will be some competitive players who might try Battalion, but there is like another problem with that, and that is something that Shroud have said on his stream, is that there is a lot of people who think that they will like the game, they will buy it, they will try it, and they will suck at it, and then they will probably not like the game anymore. They will probably hate it and go back to Counter-Strike, go back to other FPS shooters, you know? The reason why is that is because a lot of people, especially those who have played old Call of Duties in the past, or let's say Quake, well, no, let's not say Quake, let's say Call of Duty 2, let's say, fine. Those people are thinking that, yeah, I will come to the game and I will kill everyone. And most of the games who are made, especially these years, are honestly made to be easy. Even multiplayer games. You have Red Dot, which is easier to see through than aiming down iron sights, you know? So, like, every aspect of Battalion will be hard, which is great if you want to go competitive, because there is really high skill cap of the game. There is a lot of things you have to learn, you have to practice, you have to make perfect to be good at the game, which is great. However, if you are a casual player, you're like, yeah, new game here, I want to try it. You come to the game, you get your ass wrecked, and after 10 hours of constant losing, you might start getting better. Like, I don't think there are many people are willing to, especially casual players, who are willing to go and get their ass beaten for like 40 hours, you know? If you are experienced FPS player, you will probably stay with the game, learn its basics, learn how to play the game. However, if you are a casual player, casual FPS player, I don't think you will like have the guts to stay with this game, because most of the games that are even made like competitively, they have something for the casuals to like make the game easy for them. Let's say even something stupid like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4. They have had a single player, and single player was something you could give to the casual players, and they will spend 20 hours in the single player. They will slowly, step by step, learn the basics of the game without getting their ass beaten. And then, after they finish the game, they will be like, yeah, I want to play more of the game. So they will switch to the multiplayer and they will play it, because they sort of already like learn the basics of the game, right? Through the single player. There are other players who like to go and play the game, let's say, on easy mode. For example, in Call of Duty 4, you have had normal mode, you have had hardcore mode, and you have had pro mode. Most of the casual players were playing normal mode, where you have a lot of HP, you need to hit people, like you need to waste your entire magazine to someone to actually kill them. And you have perks there like Juggernaut, Last Stand. So like I feel like the developers kinda made the game unfair on purpose to like have the casuals there, you know? And if you want to play the game not on casual level, you will not just play normal, you will play hardcore, or you will idly play pro mode. And those people who have played normal were then watching pro mode players, right? Because that is how it works. However, if you do not have casuals there watch you, then how will the esport get money? How you will get sponsors? How you will get any advertisement? Because you will have no one to advertise for, right? I know that there will be arcade. There will be like I think in the second or third quarter of the game of this year. Sorry, the developers promised to give us another mods like capture the flag, like wait, what was the other one? domination and capture the flag. However, uh, you will have first tournaments and first LAN tournaments sooner than there will be released arcade maps. So if you do not have any quests, if you do not have any single players, if you do not have even any arcade mods that all the players would be willing to play, all the casuals would be willing to play, and maybe you will add it like later. Well, I don't know how many people will come back if they will be disappointed from the game, like sooner than they will have the chance to explore the content, you know. I feel like this is a really difficult topic to talk about, and I might be completely wrong. There might be a lot of players who will actually love the game and will be completely amazed by the game. However, what I have seen, what I have experienced, and what other big streamers, for example, have said, the game will be hard. A lot of people will not like the game because it's hard. And I feel like you need to, as a developer, find a way how to make the game easy. So you will have these kind of players in the game. You don't need to focus on these players. Like, clearly, the game was made. Focus on competitive side of this game, right? Which is completely fine with me, but you still need someone to watch it. And the game, don't get me wrong, but the game is hard to watch. It is definitely difficult to watch the game. And if you have the game that is difficult to watch, the players don't know what's going on besides jumping and shooting, which, I mean, like, it looks cool, but I feel like if you are not aware of how much skill is involved, then you will not really see it as cool as it is, right? So without casual players, without having them in the game and coming to the game, I really don't know how the future of this game will go. However, I would like to hear your opinions on this topic. Mostly, again, most of you who will watch this video will be probably competitive players who cannot wait to play the game, right? However, try considering probably every one of you has a friend or two who don't want to play or didn't want to play Promot because they were getting cracked. Me myself, I have had friends who never switched to Promot and played only hardcore because in hardcore they were wrecking everyone, they were killing everyone, you know, and in Promot there was so many good players, they were not able to play the game and not be good anymore, you know, because they switched to another mod. I have another friend who bought the game only to play Pro Mod, and he didn't play it for more than 5 hours, like ever, and then he quit because he did only die. And I was the only one who actually learned how to play the game and get good. Same thing I did with Counter-Strike. I have a lot of friends who are not playing Counter-Strike because they play the game like once a month and they expect to kill everyone, right? And that's something you can do in newer Call of Duties. That's something you can probably do if you are playing on low-level Counter-Strike, right? But if you don't have that aspect, then what's the point? What's the point of playing the game? Do you have any daily so the players will come back, will want to play? Do you have enough content so the casual player will be able to play 5 hours of that, 5 hours of that? Do you have any sort of events to get the players back in the game? And I think that's something the statistics from will be really interesting about. I think the developers need to focus after the game release how many people will buy the game, which in my opinion will be a huge amount of players, but how many of them will play the game after a week, after a month, after 2 months. Why? Because I'm afraid that there will be a lot of people who will buy the game, play like 10 hours and not play the game like ever after that, for many reasons. You know, being not enough of content for the first year. Maybe it will change after, like, honestly, the Battalion developers are promising a lot of content to us. But in a year, you know, then you will have getting your ass beaten, which most of the players will hate the game for it. And then it will be like, oh, but I'm used to this, I'm used to that. And if the games will have if the game will have like as large amount of cheaters as Counter-Strike does, I feel like it's the last thing you would want in the game, you know. So hopefully the developers will really try to have a good anti-cheat in the game, because getting your ass beaten by the cheater is like the worst thing for everyone, even the competitive players. Okay, I feel like I have said a lot of things. I feel like I have said enough. In 16 minutes, I will probably cut the video down so it will make more sense. Anyway, guys, I would like to hear your opinions in the comments. Do you think the game will suffer from having not enough casual players and not enough players in general? Or are you fine with having a small community of competitive players, small community competitive. Okay, whatever. Okay, peace.